Hey guys, Jack on Wrist here, back with another video. And in today's video, I would like to talk about the new Rolex 2023 price update. So yes, Rolex has updated their prices across their 2023 catalog. This is something that's not very surprising. As many of you guys know, Rolex tends to update their catalog every year, and usually reflects an increase in price. But what I want to do in today's video is take a look at that specific price increase for 2023 and compare it to the inflation rate for 2023, as well as the last couple of years going back to 2021, and taking a look at the trend line for where I think Rolex is going in terms of their prices and what their long-term plan might be. I personally have a theory about what Rolex is trying to do in terms of the watch market and their prices, which I'll discuss later in the video. And finally, to end the video, I would like to talk about whether or not this changes the consumer's want or desire to purchase a Rolex heading into the future. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video and start talking about the Rolex price increase for 2023. So looking across the 2023 catalog, there's about a 7 to 11% increase in price from 2022. So that makes sense. If you look at the inflation rate for 2022 annually, it's about 6.5%, I believe. So that 7 to 11% increase in price is sort of in line. There's maybe a slight increase beyond that inflation rate, but generally speaking, no complaints from me. That kind of makes sense. By no means am I an economic master. That's not my major in school. I don't know much about it, but I will say I am seeing some numbers that indicate that the inflation rate will continue to decrease by the end of 2023 and be roughly about 3.2%. So that would indicate that Rolex prices are increasing way more than the inflation rate should be by the end of 2023. But again, I don't really have too many complaints. It seems to make sense what they're doing with their current price update. However, their prices over the past couple of years definitely indicate to me that they're trying to move up the market and compete less with brands such as Omega and Breitling and really establish themselves as their own brand. I mean, obviously everyone loves Rolex, everyone kind of separates them from the rest anyway, but I think they're moving up market with their prices, and that is indicated over the past couple of years with their price increases. So looking at 2021 to 2023, we see an increase of the average watch going from around 14 to 18%, which is way above what the inflation rate over the past a couple of years from 2021 to 2023 would be. I believe that figure is about 6.15%. So this is yet another example of Rolex moving up the market and increasing their prices well beyond the inflation rate. And again, this is not an exact science. Again, I'm not an economic master or specialist by any means, but to me, the numbers indicate that they're moving up the market beyond what sort of is expected to sort of keep up with the dollar. And again, what that tells me about Rolex's plan is I think what they're trying to do is have Tudor compete head-to-head with brands like Omega and Breitling in that entry-level luxury space and establish themselves even further away from brands like Omega, as I mentioned, to sort of really solidify their place within the watch world. Now, no one is really questioning Rolex's spot within the world of watches. Everyone loves Rolex. They make up a huge percentage of luxury watches sold. But I will say this, again, to me is showing that they're trying to just distinguish themselves even more, and with mistakes, or at least in my opinion, mistakes like the Omega Moon swatch from Omega and the Swatch Group, I think they're trying to capitalize on that and continue to show that they are the premier brand, and brands like Omega really cannot compete whatsoever. We can get into what I thought the Moon swatch sort of meant for Swatch and Omega as companies in another video, but generally speaking, I do think it was a bad look for them, and I think Rolex wants to capitalize on that along with their price increases to sort of, again, push themselves even further away from Omega. And I bring up Omega here as an example because I think personally they are the real competitor against Rolex in the luxury space. Obviously brands like Audemars, Piguet, Patek, Philippe, etc., brands like that are similar in terms of name, maybe prominence, but obviously, you know, we know the prices are significantly different between those two brands. So I don't really find them to be in the same ballpark. So the real question is, would this deter you from buying a Rolex in the near future? And you know, if I were to answer that question for myself, I would say no. I think Rolex watches are already such a safe buy, and an increase from 7 to 11% from last year, or even 14 to 18% from 2021, really doesn't deter me much from trying to maybe buy a Rolex in the near future at retail. Because again, you're pretty much safe on your investment, and I don't really think this is going to change that in any way. Please let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about Rolex, what their long-term plan might be, and whether or not you would buy Rolex in the near future if their prices continue to increase in the way that they have over the past couple of years. So that being said, that's pretty much the video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.